Hello, this is Wendy Dumeresq from radiantwomanbook.com. I'm really fortunate to be speaking to Vikki Nash today from Bindu Creative Wellness.com.au. Vikki is an art teacher, art therapist and healer. Welcome, Vikki.
Thanks, Wendy. Good to talk to you.
And you're in Ballarat, aren't you, Vikki?
I am, yes.
Yeah. So those of you who are outside Australia, and we know there's lots of you, Ballarat is a rural city in central Victoria, Australia. So what Vikki's very kindly agreed to do for us today is to talk a little bit about creating safe and welcoming healing spaces. But before we do that, it would be great to know a little bit more about you, Vikki, and why you're doing this work at the moment, why you're offering courses in this.
Well, I think it's really important to do this specific work, but generally, I'm an artist, as you said, and I'm interested in what spaces look like and what spaces feel like, and that can incorporate art or not. But the importance of setting up sacred space, and especially if you're working with groups of people, is to create a conscious, safe space for people to be in, and where the boundaries of the facilitator and the group, or the facilitator and the individual, don't meld. And so you're clear about where your boundaries are and where the other boundaries are, the other person's boundaries are.
So you're not just talking about physical boundaries and how the physical space is, you're also including really important things about energetic space, is that right?
Absolutely, energetic space. I mean, the physical space, that's tangible. We all see that and know that. And when we're setting up physical space, it's a lovely thing to do. You know, we set the flowers, we light the candles, and we have everything clean and tidy. But the energetic space is really important, and sometimes that gets neglected.
And so what do you mean by energetic space?
I'll give you an example. Say, and most people can recognise this. If we walk into a room where there's, 30 seconds previously there's been a big argument, and often we can feel a lot of tension in the air. And I think especially as women, because we're quite intuitive and sensitive, and so we pick that up. And part of our conscious selves isn't aware about what's happening, and we can, if we're not clear about boundaries and energetic space, we can feel that it's something we did, that we kind of take on, when in fact it's got nothing to do with us at all.
I totally know what you mean. You can be feeling great, and then you walk into a space and you feel a sudden drop in energy or a change in mood that's actually got nothing to do with you, and you wonder what on earth's happened.
Yes, yeah.
And so this is important in our homes and in our work environment, but also when you're working with groups of people.
Absolutely, because when you're working with groups of people, they come along, and it should be a safe space for them to explore, offload, and just offer up, essentially stuff that they're dealing with. And so as a facilitator, we've got to be able to feel that. And when somebody, say, offloads a big chunk of something that they've been working on, like, what do we do with that? And to know that we don't take that on, and just kind of know a few strategies to move it away, off to the light, or to whatever's appropriate to do with it. And it's also really good to have that knowledge, because it then opens up a space for compassion and unconditional love, really, because you know that at any time, at any situation, you could be needing to offload somewhere safe, other people need to be offloading somewhere safe. And so, it's actually nothing to do with you or anyone else in there. They're just needing a safe space to offload. And so with a good deal of compassion, you can use your mastery to move it on, move it along to the light.
I totally understand that. I know in my clinical work in the healing space, and even if I'm outside or anywhere else, I always clear the space and set it up energetically for the next person, because you don't want someone walking into someone else's what's been left behind. And it's also important to make sure that there's no sort of etheric attachments involved for the presenter as well.
Absolutely.
So I have lots of my own tools for that, but I really love to hear about, would you like to take us through a simple and yet powerful process? Because I know you have lots, and I know you teach lots of different things with your online and live workshops and courses. And you teach people individually too, don't you? One-to-one, both online and live. But I'm wondering if there's something that you can do for people listening today, just a short process to show them what you mean, and whether you're talking about whether it's for them personally or for their home or workplace, or I think in this case, for a gathering, because lots of women in particular gather to tell stories and have women's circles and so on. It might be good to have one so that you can set up the space and then clear the space for a gathering. Have you got something like that?
Yes, there's a process to do with feeling into where your energetic boundaries lie, and at that point in time, and either bringing it in or pushing it out to the appropriate size around you. And like as we can probably guess, anytime during the day or through our cycles, hormonal cycles, our energetic boundaries or our auric fields need to kind of be way out or come in quite close to us for any kind of given situation. But as a facilitator in working with groups, it's probably, best or probably be a good thing to have your auric field pulled in about, or, situated about 1 metre or so around your body. So I can give you a simple process today for that.
Oh, that'd be great. How long would this process take?
Well, look, you could extend it to however, you can use your intuition and extend it.
Yes.
Or if you're in a situation and you really think, okay, need to set my boundaries, you can do it literally within 30 seconds. So you can lengthen it or shorten it, lengthen it, indulge in the really lovely energetic feeling of it. Or if it needs to happen like immediately now, you can do a very short
well, what I'll do is I'll just turn the video off me so that it's just you being seen. And if you'll take us through a quick example of that, and then at the end of that, I'll tell the listeners about your really generous gift that you're providing afterwards.
Okay.
Is that okay? I'll turn it off now.
Okay.
And you can just tell us what to do. Okay,
so first of all, it's good to, sit upright with your spine upright. Close your eyes and take a few full deep body breaths into your belly. Sometimes it's a good idea to have your hands on your lower belly to feel your belly expand. So breathe into your belly and out again. And in and out. And Wendy, your fizzy cat, can do the same if he likes. You can hear him meowing. And on an out breath, feel into your auric field. Now, this is, if you think to yourself, oh, I'm not feeling it, just see if you can visualize it or imagine where it might be. So your auric field ideally should be in a facilitator's position, about 1 metre around your body in an egg-shaped kind of field. So on an out breath, either push your auric field out nice and evenly, or on an in breath, pull it in slightly. So it's an even egg-shaped field around your body. And you can ask the Creator, the divine, all that is, God, or whatever name you'd like to give it, to ask for about 1 metre of ultraviolet light to be placed around your auric field. And what ultraviolet light does, it kind of acts as a bit of a things aren't attracted to it, basically. So it acts as a bit of a cloak of invisibility that you can work within this field without attracting energies that might be unhelpful. So a metre of UV light around your auric field. And you can also ask for whatever colour you need at this time around your auric field. And if you don't know what it is, just ask for whatever colour is appropriate, and that will appear. You might like to take note of what colour. And then you can visualise a crystalline tube of light coming in through your crown chakra on the top of your head, encasing your spinal column, going all the way down out your base chakra and anchoring into the centre of the earth. Now just ask your higher self to start to fill your crystalline tube of light with its higher self presence. And just keep breathing. And feel your higher self's presence coming in through the tube of light. And when the tube of light's completely filled, take another deep breath and visualise your high self's presence permeating the tube of light, coming into your auric field and filling that whole egg-shaped space around you. And just ask and intend for that to be anchored into your auric field for the time that you need it for.
Just a little bit louder, Vikki.
And then slowly open your eyes. So then, having that higher self's presence in your auric field, you're feeling completely balanced, and you're operating from essentially from your higher self. So that's a really good space to operate from when you're doing healing on a person or working with a group.
That was very relaxing, thank you.
It is, isn't it?
And so when someone leaves a gathering, well, that's a whole other process, which I think you're going to go through. So Vikki's very generously donated a lovely little ebook, which is going to describe a few other processes for you. So you'll be able to, I'll email that to you. If anyone who's seeing this who isn't on our newsletter list, just email me at info@radiant, RADIANT, -women.com, or you can go to Vikki at her website, binducreativewellness.com.au, and ask for the Creating Healing Spaces gift ebook. So in that gift ebook, Vikki, what are you exploring a bit with that?
Well, I've outlined 3 processes that I think are actually essential for people working with groups or in a healing capacity. And one of them is that process that I took you through. The other one is setting up sacred temple space which is a process to set up space in the physical space before you start to work. So the one I took you through just now was about your own personal, essentially physical space, but the temporal space is a lot broader. And also what to do at the end of a session when you've finished with either a healing or finished with a group. Certain processes to use with that for that disconnection.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Vikki, because that's going to be really useful to so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And being an artist, and I've seen the cover of Vikki's ebook, I can say it's probably one of the most beautiful covers I've seen. It's one of Vikki's pieces of artwork on the front of it. So I think whoever wants to read that's going to really enjoy it. Vikki, if someone's wanting to contact you, they can do it through the website.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put that at the end of this video, and we'll also put my website. And just outline to me, you work in groups, you work with groups live and online, is that right?
I do, yeah. I work with groups and I work individually, both in person here in Ballarat, or I can travel, and I have done that, or over the internet. And
you also, it's not just the healing things directly, you work do other workshops around art therapy to help break through transition times and so on, don't you?
I do, yeah, using art as a catalyst for transition, and also just general art classes, which is super fun.
Yes. Well, look, thank you. That's really wonderful. Thanks for generously sharing all that, and I'm sure lots of people will benefit from that, because if we don't know how to set up our spaces, things can get a bit ugly at times. Mm-hmm. And if we don't know how to clear space as well, so people are going to learn that from your gift ebook as well.
Absolutely.
I know over many years, these techniques, which you keep, improving upon over time, have been absolutely incredible. Like when people walk into my healing space, they just melt because it's all ready for them. But you can tell the difference if you are in a bit of a hurry and you forget to do it. It's
absolutely.
Sort of a more spiky energy.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And also just one other little hint that I'll leave you with. You can set up sacred temple space in your kitchen over your stove as you're cooking. Have one permanently set up. Your food will be divine.
Oh, okay.
People can tell the difference with the food as well.
Okay, I hadn't thought of doing that. That's a great idea.
Fantastic, yeah.
Okay, I'll go and do it right away.
Good.
Thank you very much, Vikki.
Thanks, Wendy.
We'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.